So, hello everyone. This is a new course which we have launched, considering the importance of analyzing the PYQ, the previous year's question which has been asked in UPSC in previous occasions. So, why analysis of these previous year's questions are important? Because try to understand, because since UPSC has this habit of asking the peripheral aspects of the topics which they have asked in previous occasions. Okay? For example, if I this question was asked in 2016. This question says, which one of the following books of ancient India has the love story of the founder of Shunga dynasty? What should be the answer? ये किया है नहीं किया कभी देखा है ठीक so Malvika Agnimitram is the right answer. So see what, and the next occasion, if you see in 2019, a similar kind of question was asked. If you have made some kind of research about the founder of Shunga dynasty, that was Pushyamitra Shunga, who assassinated the last Mauryan ruler known as Brihadrat, and then replaced Mauryan dynasty with Shunga dynasty. ठीक है, ये तो पता है. तो फाउंडर ऑफ शुंगा डायनेस्टी वाज पुष्यमित्र शुंगा. फिर उसके 2-3 साल बाद क्वेश्चन पूछा है इन 2019. Three statements are given. Panini is associated with Pushyamitra Shunga. Amar Simha is associated with Harshvardhan. Kalidas is associated with Chandragupta II. If you have made some kind of research, some kind of analysis of 2016 paper, then you would have known about who was Pushyamitra Shunga and some related 5 other facts related to Pushyamitra Shunga. तो ये वाला कर सकते थे कि नहीं भाई पनीनी नहीं था, पनीनी was not in the court. पनीनी was not in the court. तो जैसे ही 2 एलिमिनेट करोगे तो आंसर आ जाएगा. ठीक है. So the same thing we have discussed again and again when we met last time on YouTube. We discussed the same things. हो सकता है many of you might have gone through those PYQ analysis research documents as well as the YouTube videos which we did in last year. कितने लोगों ने देखा है? You? ठीक है. तो in that previous occasion also we discussed the same thing कि भाई देखो वो एक क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है. देखो समझो इस चीज को, try to understand कि whenever a question paper, whenever a task of setting a question paper is entrusted upon any human, any person, any human, so क्या होगी mentality? वो आदमी क्या करेगा? Try to understand कि अगर आपको ही अगर पेपर सेट करने की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दे दी जाए तो what will be the first thing you will do? You will go through the previous year's questions, right? आप previous year's questions को देखोगे कि भाई यूपीएससी कैसे क्वेश्चंस पूछती है. On the basis of that, you will set the questions of upcoming year. And this is the way how our brain function, कि जो हमने पिछले समय देखा होता है उसी के इर्द गिर्द हम सोचने की कोशिश करते हैं. This is how our brain is programmed. तो एग्जामिनर जिसको पेपर सेट करने को दिया जाता है वो उस पेपर को देखता है प्रीवियस ईयर्स के, और जनरली जो क्वेश्चंस अगला जो क्वेश्चन पेपर सेट किया जाता है दैट इज बेसिकली आस्क्ड ऑन द पेरिफेरल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ यूपीएससी. Try to understand UPSC itself is a bureaucratic organization, and a bureaucratic organization always function in an incremental manner. एक चीज होगी उससे एक स्टेप ऊपर आगे सोचेगा या एक स्टेप आगे, ऐसा कोई ड्रास्टिकली नई चीजें नहीं पूछी जाती. ठीक है. Similar, if I give you an example, this question I asked in 2015. Which one of the following is the national aquatic animal of India? C is the right answer. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि whenever you come across such type of questions, so it's your responsibility that you should search about घड़ियाल. In 2013, a question was asked about घड़ियाल. कि घड़ियाल is a critically endangered animal or not, some similar kind of question was asked. 2012 में 13 में पूछा, फिर 2015 में अगेन घड़ियाल के ऊपर सवाल पूछा है. ऑलिव रिडली के ऊपर भी सवाल पूछ चुका था. तो इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि भाई जब ये क्वेश्चन अगर आपने देखा तो यू शुड नो कि भाई इंडिया में सॉल्ट वाटर क्रोकोडाइल होता है नहीं होता है, सिर्फ ये नहीं कि नेशनल एक्वेटिक एनिमल है कि नहीं, होता है तो किस नेशनल पार्क में होता है, उस नेशनल पार्क में व्हाट आर द अदर यूनिक एनिमल्स यू कैन फाइंड, विच रिवर फ्लोज थ्रू दैट नेशनल पार्क। ठीक है, फिर ऑलिव रिडली टर्टल क्या है, इसके बारे में आपको 4-5 फैक्ट्स पता होना चाहिए कि गहीर माथा में पाया जाता है, भितरकनिका नेशनल पार्क, ऑल काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स। तो यारी बात, तो ये आपको रिसर्च करना होता है। फिर गैंजेटिक डॉल्फिन, अब देखो कि फिर से क्या पूछ रहा है, जैसे मान लो कि गैंजेटिक डॉल्फिन के ऊपर सवाल पूछा है, देन इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट यू शुड नो कि व्हाट आर द अदर स्पीसीज या सब स्पीसीज ऑफ डॉल्फिन्स विच आर फाउंड इन इंडिया। ठीक है, तो अगर ये पढ़ा होता, गैंजेटिक डॉल्फिन के ऊपर रिसर्च की होती, थोड़ा बहुत और इंडिया में कोई और डॉल्फिन पाई जाती है कि नहीं पाई जाती है, इफ यू हैव मेड सम काइंड ऑफ रिसर्च, सम बेसिक रिसर्च, तो ये वाला क्वेश्चन भी कर लेते इन 2019। इसमें फिर से वही पूछा है, अब इसमें गैंजेटिक डॉल्फिन की जगह पे इरावदी डॉल्फिन के बारे में सवाल पूछा। तो ये पता है कि भाई इरावदी डॉल्फिन चंबल रिवर में नहीं पाई जाती है, तो अगर आप 2 हटा दोगे आ जाएगा जवाब। सो देयर आर इनन्यूमरेबल एग्जांपल्स व्हिच आई कैन कोट हियर, जिसका कोई अंत नहीं है, सिर्फ मैंने 2 लिए हैं, ऐसे बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स। तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि जब भी रिसर्च का डॉक्यूमेंट का रिसर्च करने का मतलब ये है कि एक टॉपिक आया तो उस टॉपिक से पेरिफेरल एस्पेक्ट्स, इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट यू शुड गो थ्रू द पेरिफेरल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ दैट टॉपिक। ठीक है, अब ब्लूफिन, अब कावेरी रिवर है ऑप्शन में, कावेरी रिवर के बारे में पता करो कि कावेरी रिवर कहाँ से बहती है, क्या है, व्हाट आर द ट्रिब्यूटरीज ऑफ कावेरी रिवर। ईस्टर्न घाट, ईस्टर्न घाट के बारे में यू शुड नो कि व्हाट आर हाईएस्ट हिल क्या है ईस्टर्न घाट के। तो ये थोड़ा सा, इफ यू हैव मेड this analysis, if you have this perspective while approaching this prelims paper, so I can assure you that at least 20 to 25 marks you will be able to increase in your overall score, and I think that is more than enough if you are a serious candidate. कितना ही नंबर चाहिए होता है? सारा खेल तो 70 नंबर तक तो सभी लोग पा जाते हैं, सारा खेल 70+ मार्क्स में जाके शुरू होता है। यस प्लीज कम इन। एनीवेज, एनी डाउट, कुछ पूछना है किसी को? हम्म हम्म हाँ, रिसर्च डॉक्यूमेंट विल बी प्रोवाइडेड। ठीक है, प्रॉपर हैंडआउट शैल बी गिवन, और उस हैंडआउट के बेसिस पे डिस्कशंस विल बी कंडक्टेड इन द क्लास। ठीक है, तो अगर क्लास का अगर मैं फॉर्मेट बताऊं तो दीज आर द 6 सब्जेक्ट्स विच विल बी कवर्ड, और 6 सब्जेक्ट्स विल like 30 to 35 hours it will take, 3 hours daily classes, 5 to 8 PM। ठीक है, 5 से 8 बजे के शाम को क्लासेस होंगी, एंड some subjects may take 3 classes, some subjects may take 2 classes। जैसे IR है तो IR एक दिन में हो जाएगा। ठीक है, पॉलिटी में 3 क्लासेस लगेंगी, like 9 hours, 8 hours, depending upon how many cross questions are shooted। So if you shoot any question, so that requires some kind of deliberation and analysis, so that time may vary। Anything else? Sorry? Yeah, classes will be 7 days a week, every day from Monday to Sunday। Only prelims, अभी prelims आ रहा है, right? Questions will be in the reverse order, like we'll be starting from 2022 and then moving backwards, and we'll go till 2010, 2011। क्या है मतलब, हैंड आउट मिल जाए साइड से निकल लें? दैट्स व्हाट यू वांट यू वांट टू आस्क? सी सफाइस, जैसे एंशिएंट मिडावल है, ये फैक्ट मिल गया तो तुम घर पे भी पढ़ सकते हो, पर कुछ ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, इकोनॉमिक्स है और मे बी सम अदर सब्जेक्ट्स, तो दैट रिक्वायर्स सम काइंड ऑफ इनसाइट, सम काइंड ऑफ असिस्टेंस फ्रॉम एन एक्सपर्ट। तो उस केस में आ जाओ क्लास में, क्योंकि होगा क्या कि वही जो क्लास जो 3 घंटे में तुम यहाँ पे कर लोगे, उसी हैंड आउट को घर पे करने में 6 घंटे लगेंगे। तो यहाँ पे आओ, और क्योंकि फैकल्टी बताएगी, एंड व्हेनेवर we go through any subject in a classroom, so we are totally focused, and the retention of that knowledge is more. ठीक है, क्योंकि अभी पढ़ते पढ़ते इतना बोर खुद ही हो चुका है कि आदमी एक पेज पढ़ेगा, फिर भागेगा, फिर उठेगा, बैठेगा, ये सारी चीजें। कम से कम क्लास में जबरदस्ती कोई 3 घंटे पढ़ा दे तो कोई बुराई नहीं है। जैसे मेरे पास कोई भी आता है कि सर 3 साल हो गया है, 4 अटेम्प्ट हो गया या 3 अटेम्प्ट हो गया है, क्या करूं? सारे कोर्स सब कुछ कर लिया, सब कुछ पढ़ लिया है, सबकी फाउंडेशन की क्लास कर ली है, ऑप्शनल की क्लास कर ली, तो मैं उसको सिर्फ एक ही बात बोलता हूँ कि सारी क्लासेस जो भी कर लिया, इफ यू कैन अफोर्ड, फिर से कर लो। ठीक है, फिर से कर लेने में एक फायदा ये होता है कि देखो, होता है 3 साल 4 साल पढ़ने के बाद इतना बोर आदमी हो गया होता है कि जो स्पैन ऑफ फोकस है उतना कम हो चुका होता है कि आप आधे घंटे भी नहीं बैठ पाते। जो आप फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में 2-2 3-3 घंटे एक साथ बैठ जाते थे, दैट इज नो लॉन्गर यू नो पॉसिबल। तो फिर से क्लास ज्वाइन कर लो, ऑप्शनल की कर ली, फिर से एक क्रैश कोर्स कर लो, कम से कम 2-2.5 घंटे डेली तुम्हें कोई बिठा के पढ़ा तो देगा। सॉरी, अच्छा इंग्लिश, अरे सॉरी यार, आई जस्ट द थिंग इज, कहाँ पे था, कहाँ से शुरू करो, लाइक where I should start, like हाँ हाँ, the thing is कि हाँ, if any veteran student approaches me and चला जाऊं, नहीं sorry, should I return back to my countryside? Should I return back to my countryside and my hometown, and should I prepare? So I always suggest that this may not be a very wise thing to do. Try to be in Delhi only, and again go for those special classes. If you can't study monthly magazines or newspaper, then if you can afford, I'm not saying that it is very mandatory. If you can afford, if it is available, try to cover, enroll into some classes. At least that will bring some kind of discipline in your approach. नहीं तो what will happen, only entire day will pass and your effective study will be just if you make a qualitative analysis of your entire day's activity, that will condense down to just 1.5 hour or maybe 2 hours at most. Anyways, so point which I was saying कि handout itself may suffice, but may or may not you may or may not be able to extract its maximum benefit, because it will be in very cryptic format. So if like if you are like supposed to go through 150 facts in an hour, so that will become very overwhelming. Okay, so that will become very overwhelming. So that's why it is advisable that come to class and attend these sessions. At least you will end up getting something productive. So there is no, and that too, the timing which we have allocated is 5 to 8. That is the evening time. Mostly that is the those are the hours of the day which we generally waste. यही होता है 5 to 7, 5 to 8 वाला जो time है, generally it gets wasted somehow. So you can devote your time and energy for your own course curriculum and syllabus, and this evening you can spend with us. Okay. So similarly, suppose एक और example I will quote. This was the question which was asked in which year? 21. According to Portuguese writer Nunes, the women in Vijayanagar Empire were expert in which of the following areas? So in prima facie, it will appear that this question will not be repeated in future. But what we are supposed to know here, क्या जरूर मतलब क्या है इससे, learning क्या है? Which areas we need to research upon? Sorry? Women empowerment, like only there will be some jargons related to status of women. Okay. At most they can discuss, like there was a Devdasi Pratha, which was called Sahagaman. Sorry. Yes, actually we are supposed to know about all the foreign travelers who have visited the court of Vijayanagar Empire. ठीक है, like Niccolo Conti, Abdul Razak Samarkandi, Althunius Nikitin, Domingo Pace, Fernando Nunes, Caesar. Jitne bhi all the travelers who have visited the court of Vijayanagar, you are supposed to know, and to which court they visited. Like he was an Italian, what was his origin, whose reign he visited, like Dev Rai. Sometimes question can also be asked in a chronological format. ठीक है, 4 travelers will be given, and which traveler came first, which traveler came second, which traveler visited third, which traveler visited fourth. ठीक है, so this is how we shall approach this entire format. समझ में आई बात? Any doubt, any question which you want to ask? Sorry? Yeah, 2020, I did analysis of 21 paper. So when I calibrated, it was like 14 to 15 questions were quite doable with the PYQ document from 2011 to till 2020. तो थे ऐसे 10-15 क्वेश्चन थे which were quite doable. Yes. Anything else? What's about CSAT? Like what you won't want to know about CSAT? CSAT क्या करना है? CSAT के लिए देखो एक ही तरीका है, until unless you don't have command over quant, CSAT will continue to what? Trouble. ठीक है. So if you want to tame CSAT, generally what happens that we think when we, because so many years has passed and we have lost the counting and we are very, numerophobia has been, it has inculcated in our brain. We are not very comfortable with numbers. ठीक है, पहले तो 100 रुपए भी देते थे एंड उसका छुट्टा भी मिलता था. अभी तो इट्स ऑल यूपीआई, यू डोंट हैव टू काउंट. अभी पैसा देना होता है तो आई गेट्स नर्वस कि अभी कितना दिया, 68 में से 100 माइनस करो, 68 लाइक कितना देना है उसको. So I get nervous. So the point which I'm trying to say, try to cover quant. That's the only way out. But sadly, sometimes we think that if we have a good command over comprehension and aptitude, we will be able to sail through. But that may or may not go in our ways. Things may go south because there is no assurity that if you're solving 10 comprehension questions, how many questions you are going to mark it right. You may end up just marking 4 questions right if you're solving 10 comprehension. एप्टी के साथ भी इट्स वेरी डाइसी. ये इसके सामने बैठा है, वो इसका ये जॉब है, वो उसके सामने बैठा है एंड देन 20 मिनट लग गया, डेट वो सेट नहीं हो रहा है. There will be one Mr. C or Mr. D who will continue to mar your prospects for mains. लगेगा अरे ये फिर इस साल भी गया लग रहा है. So that should not be the way. Quant पे try to focus on quant. ठीक है, quant because it is very binary in nature. If you are able to solve it, then it's 100% sure that you will be marking it right. Try to go through, catch those low-hanging fruits, like simple interest, profit and loss, work and time, relative velocity. So ये जो simple questions है, that should be your. I'm not asking you to go into the domain of permutation, combination, and probability if you're not comfortable at it. तो सिंपल जो है उसमें इफ यू सॉल्व 20-30 क्वेश्चंस in each subject, so I think it will not be an uphill task. Hmm. What else? Hmm. Hmm. Current affairs will not be covered. That should be very clear. Hmm. Hmm. Like suppose if a question is asked on repo rate. So through a table, all the other ways or new tools which has been added by central bank in order to control the money supply, that will be covered in a single slide. What is repo rate? What is reverse repo rate? What is bank rate? What is marginal standing facility? These all things will be covered. And some other tools also, like recently, 1 or 2 years ago, RBI added it into its arsenal. So all these things will be covered in a, starting from the scratch till the end. So that's how will be dealing with the dynamic portion. Hmm. Hmm. Like what? Can you give me some example? See, जब तक ये खोजते हैं, तब तक we shall discuss something else, few more things. The question paper, uh, one student who was asking, I think he met somewhere outside, and he was asking, sir, nowadays polity, Lakshmikant is no longer, like, enough for the polity. So I said, I told him one thing. You see, Lakshmikant is a book on Indian Constitution. Okay, and our syllabus is of polity. There's a difference between polity and constitution. Constitution is a part of polity. So that book, if you see, so that's mostly constitution only, fundamental rights, fundamental duty, ये सारी चीजें. But if we want to solve, if we want to cater to those questions which are asked from the polity aspects, like what is anticipatory bail, uh, what is the difference between bail, per law, and hmm. तो ये सारी चीजें उसके लिए you have to study something extra out of the book from the relevant topics, like what is compoundable offense, what is non-compoundable offense, what is cognitive, what is cognizable offense, what is non-cognizable offense, what's the difference between a lawyer and a barrister and a advocate. These are the things which you have to focus. Otherwise, why you will just be focusing on the constitutional part of the polity, and that dynamic part of the polity will again be a problem for you. Hmm. You were saying something. Hmm. Hmm. So these are basically conceptual question only, no? So it's a basically concept part. So ऐसा नहीं है कि when we'll be tackling with the topics, so we'll be just throwing some facts on you, some related aspects. You are free to ask questions. You are free to ask some cross questions. So faculty, if a question is asked from a conceptual part, suppose even if in ancient and medieval history, if a question is asked on Mansabdari system, so Mansabdari system is the system which has to be explained. Izardari system, Mansabdari system, Iqtadari system, Jamidari system, Jagirdari system. These are the systems which needs to be explained in order to have a better conceptual clarity. अब मनसबदारी को आप facts के through नहीं cover कर सकते. It's not possible that if I will deliver some 4-5 facts, then you will be able to generate conceptual clarity about mansabdari. So that requires some kind of insight. Similarly, in case of economics also, questions, these topics can be covered just with the help of some facts. It requires some kind of insight as well. Like if it is related to money supply, so how money supply functions and what are the other ways through which central bank or fiscal policy or a monetary policy can alter the supply of money in the country. और कुछ पूछना है? जी बताइए. हम्म. That's why, because वही तो बात है कि if it would have been that easy that you are left alone to research on these topics by yourself, so that will be very time taking and you may get lost. You should at least know कि कितना search करना है, the limitation and the prospects both, scope as well as the limitation, both you should know. Like if you want to research on Irrawaddy dolphin, then what are the areas which you are supposed to cover? नहीं तो n number of permutation combination can be can conjure. नहीं तो जैसे मान लो कि इरावदी डॉल्फिन है, अब उसके बाद इरावदी रिवर के बारे में देख, तो अब सोचो किसमें खोने के भी बहुत सारे चांसेस हैं. Like if you start researching on Irrawaddy river, then you will end up in Mekong river, then you will start searching what are the rivers which originate from Tibetan plateau, then what is the longest river. So that will become unmanageable. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि when if you have done your sincere studies and if you want to know, if you want to get some last minute push, if you are able to manage 75 marks by yourself and you are falling short of 15 to 20 marks, then this course will help you. This course itself can't pull you from 0 to 95 or 0 to 100. This can just pull you from 75 to 95 or maybe 100 or 105, depending on your capacity. आपको scratch say this is not a course, this is not a foundation course, this is just a cherry on the top. If there are some limit, if there are some short falling, there are some gaps, then that gap could be cemented with the help of this course. ठीक है, तो ये है. But if you are expecting that if you are attending this course, then someone will be able to make you clear how the money supply function and what are the roles and responsibility of RBI, what's the difference between fiscal policy and monetary policy. So I'm sorry, that's not the objective of this course. ठीक है, तो ये है. Getting my point? If you have basic understanding and if there are some doubts, so that those doubts will be you will be able to iron out those doubts. You will not be able to generate your knowledge, you will not be able to amass knowledge from scratch. That should be very clear to you. Is that clear? और कुछ पूछना है? Sorry? Yeah, I don't have any knowledge about it. You ask? Acha, I don't have, seriously, I don't have any knowledge about it. हाँ, ये इसको बैक करूं? कौन सा, ये वाला? अच्छा, ये वाला. नहीं, see, he is right to some extent. Those aspect of how to make an analysis, how to read between the lines of a UPSC statement, uske liye already a lecture, full playlist is there on ForumIAS YouTube channel, Art of Cracking Prelims. If you want to go through, you can go. Definitely, it will help you a lot. How to analyze things, what are the language, like how to read the language, meta language. लैंग्वेज बिहाइंड लैंग्वेज, इंटेंशन ऑफ दैट क्वेश्चन। तो ये है। तो जैसे एक चीज ये है कि वाइडर द स्कोप ऑफ अ स्टेटमेंट, if a more subjective statement, more subjective words are used in a framing a statement, there is a higher probability that particular statement will be right. Like words like sustainability, inclusivity, democratic decentralization, emancipation, these are very subjective terms, right? So if more and more statements, subjective words are used in a particular statement, then propensity of that statement being right will increase. So there are n number of other theories. I will not say these are the tools, but the theories which I have discussed in those series of 10 lectures. Okay? It will hardly take 4-5 hours. आज जाना चाहो तो you can go through those playlist also if you are interested in it. YouTube पे ही है, उसमें एक पूरी playlist है, आर्ट ऑफ क्रैकिंग, सिंपल आर्ट ऑफ क्रैकिंग प्रीलिम्स, ऐसा ही कुछ नाम है उस प्लेलिस्ट का. ठीक है, so you can go to that playlist and you can watch like every I have discussed from 2011 or 10 till 2020 year by year किस क्वेश्चन को देके how you can approach if you're falling short of knowledge, then how you can approach that question. So those things have been discussed. Again, it's not a foolproof thing, but it can help you. That will help you from 60 to 95 या 75 to 95, not from 20 to 95 कि 20 नंबर आ रहा था, ये कर लिया, 95 आ गया. That's not the case. It's not a magic wand. स्कूबा डाइविंग भी ऐड कर लेते हैं. अरे नहीं आएगा भाई, भाई मतलब 2011, हाँ, PYQs before 2011, yes. To some extent, I think it's hardly a few days left. So if you are able to cover from 2010 till, तो that will suffice. ठीक है, you have 12 years paper enough, like 1200 questions. Sorry. हाँ होते हैं. If you have time, then you can go through. If you have time, then you can go through those. But again, I will say कि cost benefit analysis should be there. Bang for the buck should be there. How much effort you are putting in and how much outcome you are getting out from it. If you have time, you have energy, then you can go. There's no end to it. But primarily, the paper pattern of UPSC changed from 2010. Okay? After 2010, 11, some wisdom dawned upon UPSC and paper started becoming some better quality. Huh? Sorry? Huh, I think tomorrow only. Tomorrow, huh? 5 to 8, yes. Mock, नहीं, फिर mock का कोई मतलब नहीं है. Why you are not supposed to analyze a mock paper question? Because UPSC, see, try the same thing I said. When an examiner will be entrusted with responsibility of setting a paper, so he does not know your mock paper, right? ForumIAS or any other coaching institute's mock paper. He will refer the previous year's questions of UPSC, and those peripheral aspects will be asked. समझ में आ रही बात? तो ये है. Yes. साइंस इज फैक्चुअल. अच्छा. हम्म. See, again, I would say that in this course you will not be taught what is a cell. ठीक है? सेल के बारे में बात नहीं की जाएगी, या व्हाट इज माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया एंड व्हाट इज लाइसोसोम एंड साइटोप्लाज्म एंड सेल वॉल, एंड की प्लांट सेल में सेल वॉल होती है, एनिमल सेल में सेल वॉल नहीं होती. ऑल दीज थिंग्स may not be covered in the class, because again the time is very limited. But having said so, there will be n number of related aspects with a particular topic can be asked. Like suppose if Agni missile के बारे में question पूछा है, I think that question was asked in 2015. Like range of that missile was asked. So in the class, a topic, a discussion between a ballistic missile and a cruise missile can be covered. So what are the key differences, 4 or 5 differences between a ballistic missile and a cruise missile? समझ आ रही बात? तो ये मतलब this will not help you in entire GS or how total internal reflection works, and what is mirage and what is prism and scattering of light, diffraction. These things will not be covered. Okay? If you have some basic information, basic knowledge about science and technology, then that knowledge will be augmented. Okay? You will at least you will be able to know what are the relevant topics which you should be well prepared of. Getting point? ठीक है जी. Sorry. So this is the sequence. This is the same sequence. कहाँ गया वो? हाँ. Polity, then IR, then economics. I think there will be 3 classes for polity, then 1 class for IR, then economics. ऐसे जाएगा. Every day from Monday to Sunday. I think I wrote the days also. भाई शुरू होगा ये 20 तारीख को और it will end on 3rd May. 3rd May को खत्म हो जाएगा. 20 तारीख से शुरू होगा, 20 को 20, like 3rd May 20th. 20 यानी 20. I just forget. It will start on 20th and it will end on 3rd of May. No, it will go reverse. Why? No, in reverse, starting from 2022 and then going backwards. नहीं, not all questions. सारे नहीं करेंगे, मतलब जो try to understand those are which are current affairs questions, which are there is no probability of a recurring theme from that question. Those questions will skip. ठीक है? If there is any probability of some peripheral aspects from that topic can be asked, so that can be that will be our area of discussion. ठीक है? Like suppose if a question in 2013 was asked about e-waste, which of the following is a e-waste? So we'll discuss about what are the e-waste, then e-waste management rule क्या है, what are the various amendment, these things will be covering. That you need to ask. I don't know the structure. It's available online as well. ठीक है? So anything you want to ask, or should we wrap up today's session? Okay, chalo, thank you.